Hello, everyone. It's Jade Bolden and Debbie Westcott here. And I'm so excited to introduce you to Debbie. And she has kindly agreed to do this interview with me. So first of all, welcome, Debbie.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
I'm glad. So guys, I want to introduce Debbie Westcott to you. She is my BFF for over 10 years. She has so much faith and she's very encouraging and understanding. And, she loves reading and studying. And so one of the favorite things of ours is to give each other scriptures and insights and thoughts. So throughout the week, I think we text each other nearly every day, just ideas and connections and things. And it's just been such a pleasure. And I feel like Heavenly Father has been so kind to us to bring us together. So
yes, he has.
He just kind of set it up so that, we meet in Arizona for that short amount of time. And then it's like connected for life. So
Yeah.
we've had so much fun just doing all sorts of fun things together. But one of the most powerful things we're doing together is to build a community of Earth Angels. And we're here in this video to help invite you to join us and help you understand what we're doing, so that maybe you want to hang out and join us too. Yeah.
Come on over.
So Debbie, I have a couple of questions for you. The first question is, what was life before you learned how to heal yourself? So before the skills and the awakenedness.
Yeah. So I did take some notes about this the other day when you asked me this, and it was so good to go back and really reflect on why this has been important to me. And so before energy balancing with faith, I don't believe I understood the full meaning of repentance, which is just to change to a more complete and committed mindset of wholeness. I don't feel like I really knew the power that I had within to make those changes and to be able to manage and create the outcomes of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think mostly that was because I didn't understand the impact of past events in my life and the false beliefs and perceptions that I created in my own mind from those experiences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so powerful. So what I hear is, just fully understanding what repentance really is. We grow up thinking you sin, you did bad, you say sorry, and that's it. But it's so much more than that. So that's very powerful. And then you said that your power, you just awaken to what power really exists inside of you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I feel the same way. It's just, really eye-opening, and then you really do feel awakened. Yeah. So then past events, who would have thought, like little things and big things and silly things kind of make patterns that we keep following, because we're not fully aware. And like you said, with your power to choose, or we're not fully aware that we're not consciously and intentionally choosing every day, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's really important. So question number 2 is, how did you use your agency better and applied the power of the atonement of Jesus Christ more fully to heal your life?
Yeah. So I think I learned about the root cause. And once I began to uncover the root false beliefs and perceptions, I became more awake to the purpose and power of Christ's atonement.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that his purpose is to cleanse and purify me so that I can see truth, the truth of who I am, who I am as a daughter of God, and then that he loves me infinitely. That was like, I think we've always known that, but to know the depth of it, I think we're still just inching closer to that as we do this healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. And to me, like, as we do the healing, I think we're becoming more and more like him. Because recognizing that we have a divine blueprint and a nature about us helps us unveil and access as we let go or release, reframe, and rewrite all of those false beliefs. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This, Debbie, she wrote a book as well, and this stuff is in her book. So she's thought about this a lot. So it's very deep in some ways, right? But people can all understand this, when they ponder over this a little bit more.
I like to say that it's simple but profound.
Yeah, simple but profound.
Simple but profound, because some people are like, oh, this is so deep, but it is, but it isn't. Yeah. Deeply profound. Yeah.
I love that. So Debbie, can you expand on the different healings that you've experienced? So people didn't know. I think people need to know that we are just like everybody else. We've had our struggles, our physical struggles, our relationship struggles, financial struggles, and all that. Okay.
Yeah.
But we just, need people to understand that we're there, but now because we have this power and awakeness, we were able to resolve a lot of that stuff. And even, moving forward is going to be even better. So you want to share a little bit of that, the physical healing, emotional, relationship healing, financial.
So I think for me, probably the biggest, or one of the biggest challenges in my life was sexual trauma from a young age. And I mean, I don't consider myself like having lots of physical ailments, but I had them periodically. A lot of my ailments were emotional, spiritual. And so this emotional healing has allowed me to go back to myself as a child and see what false beliefs were there, what beliefs were created that hindered my emotional, spiritual progress, that caused issues in relationships, not only within my marriage, but maybe among my family members too. And, feelings of betrayal, feelings of, well, the most recently is I went back to myself as a child and realized that I was mad at myself for not standing up and speaking up for myself. And for me, that was a pretty profound layer that I was able to address, because it's not everything at once.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember us doing this years ago and feeling like, oh, wow, like a really big weight lifted off and greater understanding, greater perspective on how to overcome and move forward. And then it just keeps coming in layer upon layer upon layer. And I think the biggest gift is that I'm understanding forgiveness more than I ever did before. And you think what forgiveness is.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
You think you know what it is, but as you do this healing, you get to look back and see that as hard and as traumatic or difficult your experiences were, the lessons are even greater. The lessons are even greater. And from those lessons, we can understand our power to create joy. And then in that process, we actually transcend the pain or the traumas that are there.
So it's not that weight that's holding you down anymore. It's suddenly
Mm-mm.
something that you feel like, well, it's not as bad as it was when I felt like I was in the middle of it. Or
Mhm.
looking back and like, I truly feel this strength, right? And that's you using your agency, your power of choice, and then that's you connecting to the power of God to like move out, through it and
Pass through it.
pass
Yeah,
through it.
that's so important.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that people need to understand that whatever the pains are that you're struggling with, we have children and we have, spouses and family members, and then there's all this struggle. But then now it's like no, we've passed through a lot of that, and now things are peaceful and beautiful, and it's like a whole new level of being, and we are just so happy and enjoying it, but we know that there's more. And it's like, wow, I can just stop here and still be super happy. But it's so great to reach a level that we've never reached before, and know that you're progressing.
Yeah. And I feel that probably more in the last few weeks than I ever have before. And I think that's the beauty of it, is that growth is always possible. And to me, that's exciting,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I don't want to be the same. I want to be changed.
Yep. Yeah. And you do feel like you're, um, you know, it's changing at the cellular level, like we were saying, transcended and almost like translated. It's just, phenomenal. And this is what I feel like is having Christ's countenance, right? We're more like him. We have his attributes, and we like
Yeah.
him physically too, in a way. And then we know when somebody else is like that too. We have this instant connection.
A sense about it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Actually, that was something that I wrote, that the this is the ultimate power and purpose of agency,
Yeah,
to provide or give me a way to overcome and transcend earthly mortal obstacles. And as I do, I come closer to God, closer to Christ.
yeah,
I feel more peace, love, and joy. And isn't that what his atonement is all about?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
creating more joy. And like you said earlier, we have the blueprint of the, DNA of divinity. And so that's our natural predisposition to like move closer and closer to the light. Um,
Yeah.
and when we allow ourselves to pass through certain things, that's where we end up. Yeah. Instead of
Yeah.
holding it back. So for people who are still, repeating or still feeling stuck and holding on to their pains, okay, there's hope. There's
Absolutely hope. Absolutely.
and simple,
And
profound.
yeah, and it's so cool. I think this is so cool, just a realization that I had, from those traumas. The other night I was thinking, what are the hardships? Because I just sit back and I think my life really hasn't been that hard, but I think we don't realize how hard it is, because from the initial things, whether it's generational stuff or the things that actually do happen to us in the lifetime, when we don't deal with them, they compound in different ways.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it is when we go back to that root, it begins to unravel all of those other issues as well. So,
Hmm.
what
Fixing one
was
thing kind of unravels
generation,
the other things.
yeah, what was generational, and what, the sexual trauma maybe led to relationship issues, self-love,
Yes.
self-confidence,
Yes.
stagnancy in me.
Yes.
As I go back to that root and find it and use all the tools that are available to me, I've seen my relationships improve,
Hmm.
first of all, with myself,
Hmm.
and then how I view other people, and then my marriage improve,
Hmm.
and just my overall outlook and disposition and mindset, all of those things are improved, um, like exponentially from where I was 10
Hmm.
years ago.
Yeah. and financially too, right?
Oh, yeah. I forgot that too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So all of these areas, that's just amazing. I know Debbie, she kind of manifested, like, I want this much, I only want to work this much. And then, I want the rest of the time, I want to do this. And, when you hone your power, it happens. And what happens when those things happen? It strengthens our faith more. And then we like, I want to master the elements even more, just,
I think that is a really important principle that made a connection with me the last 2 weeks when you were here, is that if it's good and it promotes your faith, go for it.
yeah.
That was huge for me.
Yeah. No, it's huge for a lot of people, but sometimes we don't realize that we can have more. And because there's this weird culture that is a false belief and limitation that we have, is if you have too much, then you're spoiled. And we're afraid of that in others, and then we consciously afraid of that in us as well. And so we limit how much God gives us when he wants to give us more. But the thing is, I tell people, a fear of being spoiled or whatever is, really, being spoiled means you lack gratitude. So if you know where that source comes from, you're grateful. You keep on being grateful because it's not yours. Even if we have a gazillion dollars right now, I would still feel like it's not really mine. It's Heavenly Father's, and I'll still be, thinking, I'm so grateful. What do you want me to do with it? Right? And he will say, well, enjoy it this way, but then also use this for this purpose.
Mhm.
And so I can see that it's win-win for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a beautiful way to put it. I think the gratitude is foundational to that. The gratitude is foundational to abundance, because we need to recognize the source by which it comes,
Yeah.
and then also choose to be a good steward over it.
Mm-hmm.
And the willingness to sacrifice it all
Uh-huh. Yeah, because you're
is
not attached.
absolutely essential, because then you're not attached
Yeah,
to it,
yeah.
to
But I think,
worldly measures.
yeah, that's it. That's what we learn in this process as we learn energy balancing with faith. We learn that nothing is truly ours, only our agency is ours. And so when we rearrange things, we have the right heart priority, that God comes first and top and center, and then everything falls into its place. And when he's held in that position, we can have a ton of things and then lose it or whatever. It just still doesn't shake our foundation. But because he's center, like, we can't keep on getting more goodies, right? More stuff. And it happens so much faster than we think too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yes, so beautiful.
Beautiful.
Okay, so the last question, Debbie, is what do you see yourself going forward from here?
Um, so I did take notes about this too. Now that I have this knowledge, I feel awakened and liberated. And even scriptures have greater meaning and more depth to me, which I love the scriptures so much. I feel more capable, even powerful in owning my own destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel a great desire to share this work and these tools with others so that I can help them experience this awakening themselves, and awaken especially to the power of Christ's atonement. It's a healing that is soul deep.
Yes.
And it allows me to progress towards my potential more quickly, more fully, and more intentionally. Sorry.
That's beautiful, Debbie. I love it. It is soul deep. I love what you said about owning your own destiny, because a lot of people feel like just world and stuff happens to them and they'll see where it takes them. But we feel this power, we really do. We feel this security from the love of God that we feel, right? We do know that he loves us, but then we really feel it now. And, the peace, the deep soul peace that we feel and the power is the sign that we are truly connected to him. And, I've known Debbie for a while and we've done a lot of healing together. But Debbie quickly, she resolved a lot of things, significant things, and then she quickly turned around and started serving others. And as she helped others heal, her healing, continues, and it's more like refining and refining and refining every time now. Okay, because we've done the bulk of it already. Um, and I feel like that's what's missing in some of the things that other people do, the energy healing that other people do, because you feel like you're still broken after all of these, this work. It's like years and years of you focusing on yourself. But for us, when we apply the atonement of Jesus Christ, when we own our agency, which is the only thing we own really, right, we suddenly have this, awakening, and it is so quick that, in relative time, right, that we think, oh, okay, well, I feel ready to serve people. Bring it on. And so Debbie is energy balancing with faith practitioner. She does sessions with people. She also does the foot zone as well, and that's very powerful. But all the things that we do, the goal is to awaken people to their divinity, awaken them to their own power, awaken them to their potential, for
Yep.
creating joy. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I think that's one of the most profound things about this work is that as we do it, as we help others heal, we heal too.
Yeah.
And those are my focuses: wellness, purpose, potential.
Yeah.
Those three things are incredibly important to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So the physical wellness, it happens as we focus on all the other areas. And so
Yeah.
the physical wellness is a gauge. Are you feeling healthier? Are you feeling stronger and more energized? Well, this is the gauge that that you're progressing in that path.
Yeah.
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 So I love it. It's so profound yet simple, like Debbie said. Yeah. So going forward from here, Debbie and I have plans. We want to do retreats. We want to continue to gather people to our community and just love on them and show them, the skills of awakening, guiding. And guys, if you don't feel like you can heal quickly, that's fine. But as people guide you, you'll get the hang of it pretty soon, and then you'll be surprised how you can do it on your own. Okay, so that's the message that we want to share with you. So Debbie, we've asked our 3 questions. Do you have anything else you want to share with people?
Just that this is a really profound work, and if you have a desire to improve, to have more peace, more love, more joy in your life, then we invite you to come and join us, to come hear the good word, see what it's about, and we will love on you while you're here.
That's awesome. That's a wonderful message. Yes, thank you everyone for watching this video. We truly want to invite you to join our community. The Energy Balancing with Faith course is available online on my website. And once you start it, we're there with you. And after just a few months of working on it, you'll get the gist of it, and you can continue to practice and work. And we're always here to practice. And Debbie and her little team there that's growing, she's going to meet monthly. And if you're in my area, we meet monthly. And possibly in the area where you live, there might be an Earth Angel group that you can hang out with, and people practice on each other. And then once you get the hang of it, I am sure that you're going to turn around and help your children, help your grandchildren if you have any, and help your friends and family, because it's just a skill of really applying the atonement of Jesus Christ, awakening to our power, our agency. Okay, and that's pretty much it. We don't need to be distracted by other things, because those other little things that we that happens, like the different healing happens um, as we move closer to alignment with God. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So what I mean with the distraction, I feel like I have to explain it, is sometimes when people focus on just to fix the knee, just fix the knee, it greens, it greens, it greens. That's good too, but there's a purpose behind, that pain. And when you realign yourself, that pain goes away too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's huge. Yeah. A purpose behind the pain.
yeah,
There's a purpose to, there's a purpose to our suffering.
yeah.
Um, and it's a lesson. It's like, hello, something's not in balance,
Yeah.
but,
We're,
and it's just,
we're asked to repent every day. And if we think of it as refine and change every day, that is easier, right? So we
yeah,
had a lady just recently say, hey, my ankle hurt. I think it did something to it. I went to two specialists. I went to another doctor, and it still hasn't worked. And I'm doing, therapy on it, and it hasn't worked. And so we just sat down and asked her about her guilt. Why do you feel guilty? And then generational, patterns of women feeling guilty. And then after the 5 minutes of chat, she's like, oh my gosh, my ankle feels better. You see, and if she kept on going that path, more doctor, more specialist, more drugs, more doctor, more specialist, she kind of gets distracted from the actual change that she needs, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a recent experience. Well, first of all, we had when you were here a couple weeks ago, I had lower back pain
Uh-huh.
and right side hip pain. And after I had that experience on your last day here where I
Yeah.
had these realizations, these energy balancing, plus I was doing oils. That pain has been gone. And then last Sunday, my husband was having some pain. He thought it was like prostate or something. And he really thought like I might have to go to the ER. I really might have to go to the doctor. And I just said, you know what? If you're willing, then let's do some energy balancing with faith right now. And he was like, oh, that's not going to help with this. And I said, how about you just make space for it? What if I said, just say, what if, just make space for it. What if this could work? What if this is a way? And so we went through some of the steps and we found some false beliefs, and it wasn't his, it was from his mom, and that Sundays are painful and that they're a struggle and all of these things. And so we had oils, that came up for him, eucalyptus, cumin, and all of this was in those lower chakras, all about confidence and creativity. And by the time I was done, I said, how are you feeling? And he's like, oh, much better. And nothing since then. And I'm like, gave him a protocol. This is what you're going to use every day for this amount of time or whatever. And it's been phenomenal. And it's like another step in opening his mind to understanding the connection between spirit and body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Debbie. We could keep talking and talking, but I feel
Yeah.
like, this is a sufficient amount of goodies that people can take with them. So
Yeah.
I'm going to end here. Thank you, you guys. We go to my website, jadebolton.com, and you should see the Energy Balancing with Faith course there. We go through it together as a group, but if you want to just log on and just start doing it on your own, you're welcome to do that. But, join us on the weekends as we meet and chat, and then be part of this community so that, we support one another. But we want to do this forever and ever. Yeah, until
It's the
Jesus
best.
comes, and then we'll say, hey, look at us, we can do this, let us help there. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. We're so excited to
Yeah.
have more people join us in this work and this sisterhood and community that we're building means so much, because it's not just here in Arizona, it's not just in Florida, it's across the world. And
Yeah.
we hear every week from women across the world saying that they're so grateful for this community that we're building and that we get to learn and grow with each other every week.
Yeah.
So
And it's our calling. We play different parts in this, but it's our
mhm.
calling, and can't do it without everybody. And it feels fulfilling. It feels like we are all connected. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll stop the video.
Thank you.